Welcome to another episode of Daytime Art on the 999 ASMR Tarot Art Show with your host, that random guy. I'm that random guy who does stuff on YouTube. And today we're going to do some tarot art, and it's a total experiment. I've not done anything like this before. I thought about it. I don't know if it's even going to work, but we're going to try. So we did do painting with glue the other day, and so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be painting with glue, tissue paper and glue. And so you've seen this little thing before. And this here is the Page of Swords. And this is tracing paper. And I want to see if I can make it more like stained glass. And I'll put on the tracing paper, glue onto it tissue paper, and with the hopes that I can shine a light through it and make it like a stained glass thing. But I don't know if that's going to work at all. But we have a few different colors of paper here. We have green, red, and rose. And I have white. And I got some blue paper someplace. Where did I put the blue? Did I forget the blue? I may have forgotten the blue. Oh, I see some blue over here. Okay, blue paper. And there's blue paper too. So it's red, blue, white, rose, and blue. Hello, welcome. Jacob Pen 123. Welcome to Daytime Art. And we're just gonna get busy here gluing. But oh, that's right, I gotta put the glue in here. We're gonna do a mixture of open gel, glossy gel medium, and Elmer's glue. I probably don't need to do this. So we're essentially painting with glue. Painting with glue. This is getting kind of thin in here, thick. Now I have, I'm also working, well, hello, Soya saved. This is also a paper mache creature that I'm working on. I haven't quite finished it. I have some more painting with, okay, I can't get this stuff out of here. So let's add the Elmer's glue. We're going to use a lot of this Elmer's glue today. And just cutting shapes and making shapes. And then when it's all done, but I had to glue this thing down because if I, the paper will definitely buckle. The paper will buckle. And so I'm going to start with just a little white. And so this is scissors. I'll be using scissors. And I'm going to start with some white paper. Oh, I hit the cord here. I got to watch that because it's really tight in here. And so this is an example of something that I've been working on. I've done, and so this is all tissue paper, and it's very shiny. It's very, let me turn a light on here. It's very shiny because the glue brings out the color and brings out the gloss. and it makes it come alive. Fire pencil, welcome to daytime art. Welcome to daytime art. And so I'm going to use a little white here. So, yes, I saw your fire pencil. Welcome. So we will going to do just a little bit. This is very delicate. So I'm going to do this in smaller pieces and smaller pieces. It is going to be it's going to be difficult to do this. And the small pieces. And I'm going to lay some of these pieces out first, and then we will do the gluing down. We'll do the gluing. And so my your fingers, when you paint with Elmer's glue, it's hard to work with the material because of your fingers get sticky. And there we go. The sword will be used white paper. And I'm going to use some of this rose-colored paper. I think I'm going to make the dress. This is a lady warrior here. A lady warrior. And we're going to use this rose-colored paper to make the skirt, the battle skirt. This lady is wearing a battle skirt. In the tunic here, the tunic will also be made with some red paper. We'll use some red paper. Maybe we'll do it kind of like a pleated kind of a color. Maybe it's not going to be, well, yes, with a name like Fire Pencil, you got to be an artist. So I think I'm just going to use some alternating. I'm going to use two different colors in the battle skirt here. Just cut some of these colors. I'm going to just cut the papers first before I start gluing them down. Just because it's easier to do this cutting before your fingers get all sticky with glue. And so, yeah. I started by tracing an image, and now I'm just going to fill the image in. And so what should happen here, when this is all done, I should be able to hold it up to the light, and it'll be just like stained glass. And so that's kind of what I'm hoping will be the outcome. That's how I imagined it. That's how I imagined it first, before ever turning this camera on. But this is the first time I'm doing this, because I want to share with you the process of doing something for the very first time. So you'll be able to see with me how it works, and maybe it doesn't work. Maybe the outcome of this is that it's not going to work at all. But that's the beauty about art and experimentation, is sometimes you got to do stuff. Yeah, go ahead, go feed your dog. I fed my dog hamburger. Sorry if I'm talking too much. But I am this random chatty guy. But I'm just doing a little bit here. We're just going to cut a little of this paper, and then we're just going to form it into place. if you're in here viewing. And let's see, what color, since I do not have yellow, I think I'll make the, face blue and the hair white, blue. It's not going to be a perfect face. It's just going to be a shape that there was a face. And that's okay. Because with tarot art, sometimes it is better to have to not have an exactness of an exact likeness. It's going to be difficult to do the face. This is going to be the hardest part, and the little details. And especially if you're a person who has hands like mine, which I have a hard time with the fine motor skills. And I think the face will be more blocky and more collage-like blockiness. So we're just going to try and make a shape here, like it were a face. And it's not going to be anything like that. And you're thinking, oh God, this guy's an idiot. And you can't even do that. Well, true. True. I am just some random idiot trying stuff. But the trying is the most important thing here. We try. This is painting with paper. This is tracing paper, but I wanted just to see what happens if you glue tissue paper down on tracing paper and then show a light through it to see if it looks like stained glass at the end. So painting with paper. That's what kind of art this is. So I did a different version of this just the other day. This was my first time, but this one in painting with paper, I didn't use tracing paper. This is watercolor paper, and I glued it to this. And so you can see when you paint with glue, it makes everything shine. And thank you, Olive ×3. Thank you very much. Okay, 5 likes, 5 people. There we go. So I think we're going to start with this amount. Maybe I will do I have another color? Do I have one more color I can use here? Yeah, I do. I have green, and I have rose, and I have red, so I think the hair will be this white color. It's not going to be streaming like that, but maybe when I come into the after effect, I can draw on the other side to make an outline here. I think I am having fun right now. If you are watching on, I hope that you will have a good time as well. So, okay, let's just do that. I think what we can do is we'll take and put this down like that, and 2016. But I do painting. I do mostly painting. But I've been doing I've been writing poetry and doing photography since I was a little boy. I started doing photography when I was like 12, and then I started writing poetry when I was 20, and I've been writing poetry the longest. Thank you. It's going to have a little bit more of my coffee here in a nice china cup. I like these china cups because tea and coffee tastes so much better in a china cup. And it just looks really pretty too. But with these china cups, you can't put them in the microwave because they are gold. It's porcelain, and porcelain is a type of ceramic, and so we're gonna just start up here. It's not going to be exact because, you know, we are creating a brand new shape here, and that's, please, Olive, 3 times. I'm begging you. Okay, well, I don't know what that means, so. All right. I don't know what's going on there. Let's just do a little bit of shaping here. I'm going to start at the top, and then we're going to work down. All right. I got to have some paper towel at the ready because this is going to be a, I have to have paper towel. I'm going to move my china cup out of the way so nothing happens to it. Let's have a sip of water. Okay. At this stage of the game, it's like nothing happens fast. And where is my brush? Okay, this is my glue brush. I bought these several years ago, like 3 for $1 kind of a thing. And so this is, I am using tracing paper here. And so, like I said, this is an experiment, and I'm not even sure that it's going to work. But we'll do the first layer down, and then we'll do a second layer. And already the paper is starting to tear. You have to be very careful. I think I need some tweezers or something to do this. To lay down the first bit of color. There we go. And then come here where the head is, and we're painting down. Just painting there, putting it in place. And when it dries, it should dry shiny and be very shiny. So it's a blue skin guy, like a Hindu god. Hindu gods were blue-skinned creatures. So I got to be very careful about that hole there. I could end up punching a hole in my piece of art. It's like destroying it even before I begin. We're just going to take a little bit of this and tear it off and put it down here. Be very delicate right here. I think we'll take it like this. I'm kind of treating it like it was glass and when working with glass. It takes as long as it takes. I actually, since this is the first time This is the first time I've done it. So the first one I did on that paper over there with the collage took me probably a good half hour to do. And then I started working on this one, but I may not get back to this one today. And so I'm going to come in and run right on top here and do the sword. And I'm going to do the sword in white. But this one is going to be a little bit more detail and be more detail, and it's going to take a little longer. But I don't know. I'm actually moving as fast as I can. And one of the things that I have learned when you're doing this, it's a lot of it's like working with paper mache. So when you do paper mache and you have your paper mache glue, you are adding you're doing quite a bit of adding the glue right on top of I'm painting this my holy water receptacle thing right over there. You know, I'm almost feeling, I got this sense that I might take some of this construction paper. I might add a little bit of construction paper on top of the sword in order to yeah, I think I might do that. Just to give it some definition, like it is a different creature altogether. I wonder if I can use this stuff from this bag. Is that the back side of this thing? How do I get into here? But I'm at 22 minutes now, and so it's doubtful that I'm going to get this thing done in 30 minutes. Yeah, maybe I'll use that later. I'm gonna take some of this construction paper and add this right onto the sword. Just a real thin piece of it, so you'll have a yeah, I think so. I think that will look good like that. Let's just add the glue right on top, just to glue it down. There's glue on top, and then glue dries clear. The glue dries clear. And we have the sword, and then where did I do the paper at? And so one of the important things to remember and recall when you're doing something for the very first time is to remember to breathe. Because sometimes when you are doing something for the very first time, that you can be frustrated. And that frustrations do occur, and because we get impatient, and you can turn art into a relaxation exercise by just relaxing into the moment and relaxing your expectations of what is going to come out from this. And so I'm going to make the sword black. I wasn't going to do this, but I changed. This was a change of plans just in this last few seconds. And that is actually, and that's okay too. You to remember that if you are a new artist, that you can change your mind as time goes by. And we will do the what's left here. I'm going to make the rest of the sword. And the body shape of this is not going to be exact. And that's okay too. Let's just take another little bit of paper here and finish the sword. So if you're just joining and you are enjoying the process, enjoying what's going on, please like and subscribe to my channel. And I do a variety of arts and crafts live on the vertical feed. And you will, I do have a little AI on my channel. I did I have a couple AI poems that I did, a while ago, but last year. AI images. I have 3, I believe. I'm just gonna but that's not I'm not going to be using too much AI on this channel, so it's not going to, all the content, all the video will be produced, for the most part, all of it is produced on a Android smartphone, and I'm doing this program right now on an Android smartphone. It's a Motorola stylus 2021 phone. So we're going to put this down here. Maybe I'll use this. And use this palette knife too. And then we're going to, the tunic is a combination of rose and red. And we will just randomly put these pieces of paper in here in making the tunic. Kind of a patchwork of color, kind of two-tone color. Just kind of painting this in here, puzzle piecing it together. There. This is painting with paper. Intense behavior. That's just what I'm doing, is painting with paper. And in the medium that I'm using to paint is Elmer's glue. And welcome to my channel. And I only have a limited number of colors of this tissue paper, and this is what the colors that I'm using. The colors that I have are I don't know what that means. Maybe it means that you hate it. Is that what it is? But you're welcome to hate things. You're free to do that. So there's going to be a lot more quiet in this video. You're terrible at essays. You know what? It takes time to learn how to write essays. And you just follow the... No, I have not. I have not, but I can tell you a little story, intense behavior, if you would want to hear. And I have a learning disability, and I was not very good at taking tests in a timely manner, and so when I was in college, there was and this is my sister, older sister, her friend told me about this thing where her friend was this particular professor's assistant, and I wrote a paper that she was going to grade as like an A, but then the professor says, "Oh no, that guy, his test scores are like C minuses, so you better just downgrade that paper." So I got judged based upon my inability to pass a 50-minute exam, but my papers and everything else were very good. And of course, I was not very kind to that professor after I found out that piece of information. Maybe I regret being not kind to him, but I was I didn't like being judged as an idiot. No, I did not do that. I intellectually sparred with him. That's what I did. He was anthropology, and then what I did is I challenged all of his beliefs. I challenged all of his beliefs with evidence. Now, granted, it was I don't know if my evidence was peer-reviewed evidence. It probably was not, but I challenged him and with intellectual challenges. But yes, and no, I did not sabotage him. Did not sabotage him. I just took more classes from him, and wrote very good papers and wrote very compelling arguments. That's what I did. But he was he was a proponent of the story that the Americas were populated. Yeah, I intimidated him he was a proponent of the theory that the Americas was populated by people going across the Bering Strait by being there and taking a few of his classes. I took, I think, 2 of his classes, but they were separated by quite a few years. And so there was, even when I was in college, there was the minority opinion, and is that the Americas, that people have been on this continent a long time, and actually they're starting to see that it's they're starting to see that the fringe people were right. Now in Oregon there was a discovery of that I think it places people in the Americas back 50,000 years. But then when I was being taught in anthropology, it was that the large animals were always went extinct because they were hunted into extinction. But then the fringe theory is no, there was a disaster that occurred, a cataclysmic disaster that occurred, and all of these that changed the face of the earth. Because you see, 12,000 years ago, the sea levels were 100 meters lower than they are today. And there's evidence that there was a meteor strike. Actually, it was a comet that struck an ice shield, causing a rapid melt-off of a glacier on Greenland. And they found in Greenland, through ice core drilling cores, that down at the bottom of this mile-deep glacier, that there's fossils, the remains of fossilized plants, and so forth. And so this sort of show, because then also many of the natives that live in the States or live in the Americas in their memory, they have a different story. They have a story that they were here, that they have always been here, or been here so long that they don't remember when they arrived here. And in about 100 years ago, this Norwegian Thor Heyerdahl, I think his name is, he proved that South America could have been populated by people from the Polynesian islands, that they came by boats, and so the prevailing theory in these the prevailing theory at the time is that the natives here, the people who populated North, Central, and South America, had to have walked from Asia, and during some interglacial period. Oh, look at that. I'm putting blue down there. I wasn't planning on putting blue. Huh. I'm talking and... Anyways, what I'm saying here, if you're still there... Oh, hello. That's someone different. Welcome. Istra Barat. Thank you. Welcome here. And so, if you're still here and watching in, or you're watching on the playback, feel free to like and subscribe to my channel, where I do a variety of different things. I know this is very boring. I can feel the boredom by folks here, but it's a very slow process here. And so if you are into relaxation videos, this video will be for you on the playback. And look, we add this second color to it, and it brings out between the blue and the rose, we get this pretty purpley color. So this, I'm demonstrating to you that you can paint with paper. And it's just like this slow process. Slow process. Just use little tiny pieces, and we're starting at the top and we're working down. Maybe I'll take this piece here, because I'm painting on the surface. I'm painting on is tracing paper, and so it itself is very delicate. And so I'm taping. I taped the paper down so that the paper is buckling. As you can see, there's a lot more stuff on this paper than the paper can handle, and so the paper is buckling. And I'm going to open up a new pack of tissue paper to get another color. And this other color we're going to be going for is green. And I think I'm going to make the belt green. Now, it's probably doubtful that anybody would try this at home, but if you are an artist who likes to do detailed things, this type of art just might appeal to you in doing slow and deliberate actions. It is not fast art. This is slow art. Paper mache is... Oh, hello, travel sibling. Welcome. Welcome to Daytime Art, where we are again painting with paper, making an Elmer's glue. I'm trying to stick this thing back in the package. Maybe that's not such a great idea, but here I am. I want to make the tunic here, add a green belt to the tunic. And we'll be using some green down here as well. So this is my experiment of the day. And it should gain, and also travel sibling, that when this is all done and dry, I will be able to shine a light, but it's not going to get dry today, but I will be able to shine a light through it, and it should have a stained glass effect. So we're going to put this as the belt right here. Maybe we will do a tie on it so it just trails out a little bit. Trails out. Like it's been tied. And it's been tied and it flares out with a little bit of, here we go. So we're going to add that onto here. I'm just going to put this on like this. And then at that time, it'll probably be like tomorrow. Probably tomorrow night, I might try something more random. I've been wanting to do something different, I might try something different. But every time I do different things, I get people unsubscribe to my channel every time I do different things, I noticed. And so now I'm going to come and do this lower part of, and build the skirt, the battle skirt, but out of the colors of rose and, oh, there we go, like that. I'll take that piece over there. And, okay, kind of thirsty. All right, rose and red. A little bit of light will shine through. We'll add in the wrinkles to it because the wrinkles will bring out the feeling of the flowing motion of this as well. What is that on there? All right. All right, this is a slow process. Kind of there. I think we'll do one a bit of a different direction, maybe coming up. Let's just paint this whole thing with the glue, and we'll work fast. Come this way here, and I need to cut that. I don't really want it to go over the green. This might make better late night art, in that if a person is looking for a sleep aid, that this is what you're gonna get, is sleep aid videos here. Definitely this is sleep aid. Oh, my brush fell apart. But you know, doing different things also that's also important. If you are doing, if you're producing YouTube videos, you know that you can't keep doing the same video all the time. Otherwise, people get tired of you. So you do have to change things up and move as people move. And probably eventually I will, I don't know what I'm going to do in the future. I'll probably start doing interviews with people once I can afford a computer and a different camera. With a different camera, a computer, desktop computer, then I will, and I have a set, some lights in a set, then I'll probably do interviews. And let's just do some different things here. Let's go back and get some more of the blue. More blue. I think, you know, because we take the blue and we add it on to underneath the rose, it will get a different, it'll darken up the colors. I wish I knew where my purple paper was at. I have green, I have white, I have, you know, I might add up on top to the hair a little bit of green to it. Just a little bit of green in the hair. A lot of people have green hair. A little less, just a little less of this. This is a slow process. Maybe it's like a scarf in there. It's different colors, different textures. Add some of this blue in here. Just a little tad bit of this rose. Maybe it's, put that here. So we're trying to make a stained glass effect. Now I need to see if initially if this actually even works, if it's a viable idea. I'm going to lift this up. I'm going to take my light here and we're going to shine it through. So you see that? Shine the light through here, and it does have a nice translucent effect. This is like a little window here. And you can see we move that light around on here, and you get different shininess here. So let me put my light back. Yeah, doesn't that look nice? So I think I'm going to do, I wish I had some yellow. Yellow would be a nice color here. So I think I'm going to make some like little spiky things, like it's a halo thing around the head. Maybe I'll do that in green. Actually, that's probably a better color to do that is in green. Maybe a cloud over here, because if I look at my example piece, this is my example piece here, and there's clouds back here, but maybe we're not going to do any of the clouds. I'll do some of this ground in the green, maybe a mountain in the back in blue over here, but I'm going to do just USA welcome. You know, I watched some of your videos last night, USA, of your I liked the I liked your powwow, the powwows. I live very, very near a tribe, a reservation, and so and the tribal powwow ground is just about a little over a mile from where I live. One of my neighbors built designed and built a lodge that exists up there. I have a lot of neighbors who are, I'm not going to say the tribe's name, but yeah, their powwow was just very recently, just a week or two ago. So yeah, those were nice videos that you did, USA, to record that the powwow that you went to. I'm gonna put these spiky things on here, so it's like a halo or something, and when you see like ancient religious art, they have these halos, but these halos are a person's energy field, and the ancients recorded that when they looked at people especially, they shimmered with energy, and there was a light that shimmered around them, and that's what these halos are, is that shimmering of the energy around a person. And so I'm adding that into this image, that this is this shimmering effect of that energy from their spiritual energy that they are projecting. And then, if you're just to be clear, that everybody has this energy around them. It's not, it's, the colors kind of depend upon just the energies that you live in, and so you project your reality and so forth. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do one more. I wish I had yellow. I would be doing yellow, but what we have is green, and this is green for the color of the earth. Green is earth energy color for newness, green for spring, green for inspiration. And that is the energy, the meanings that I am trying to portray in this art. about what this is all about. There we go. I'm going to do just a little bit of a, I'm going to shine the light through that little hole, and we can see this is going to be kind of like a stained glass effect. And so when it's all done, because I did this on tracing paper, so you can take a look there and shine through. And I will mount this on some kind of a frame that you can see through. So this is like doing, yeah, it's like doing stained glass. And stained glass and with tracing paper, or you could probably use Velium. That's that transparent material that when you're in school that a teacher might use to in order to to tell you what 2 + 2 equals and so forth, and do in their displays. So what I'm going to do now is start doing the ground, and the ground is green. And then we'll go back and do the boots right over the top. It's okay if it buckles, because it adds some definition to this. And green grass. And like I say, I wish I had some yellow, but I do not have yellow. I just have this color, this color, this color, and this color, and white. So I'm going to paint this green on here. We'll probably add some blue onto it to texture it a bit. And blue, green for the color of the earth, blue for the color of water. Water energy, emotional energy, blue, the color of spirit energy. Just a little bit more blue. So this is the only piece that we're going to be doing today, because I didn't know how long it would take to do this. So we are, I'm coming up on the 1 hour mark, and so, I might add some of this rose color to it as well. And kind of there like that. I was just thinking, I wish that I had a working VHS player. Working that I could hook up to with like an HDMI port on the back. I might take some white and lay some of this white down over the top as well. We'll just kind of tear. Do some tearing here. It'll just kind of add some layers and some thickness to it. There we go. Some different colors. I should have added more of the border of this down. I don't know if I'm going to do another one like this. Maybe in several months I will do another one. I think now I'm going to make the legs, and then we'll make it as a, let's do the blue down first, and the leggings are blue and thirsty. The leggings are blue and rose, and that will make a purpley color. Come on. Feel like I need tweezers or something to do this job. Let's move that in over there. It's fine. It works. It's not exact, but art is not an exact science. All art can be an experiment when it is done for the very first time. And this one is just that. Something I'm doing for the very first time. You see that when you take the color of that rose and lay it on top of that blue, it brings out a purpley color here. With light effects, you can do this. This is a here we go. Let's kind of fit this in. All right. More of the rose. Just taking small pieces of it, and we're going to just piece it right over where the shoe is. Changing blue to violet or purple or whatever that color is. There we go. Oh, I'm going to have to get up soon, so my old body has been sitting too long. There we go. It's blending in. I'm going to add some more green down onto the background. Maybe a blue mountain back here. Some more green. More green. I hope that everybody is having a great last week of summer. And if you are going back to school, that you have a wonderful experience. And if you are just listening in, watching me instead of watching some afternoon soap opera, thank you very much for your support. I'll add this down here as well. Different colors, different textures. And there's nobody here. All right, well, people were here for when they were, so that's cool. Oh, look at that. My brush fell apart. Maybe I need to add some glue to it. Oh, that's fine. You zoned out. Well, that's fine. That means that I am doing my job. I'm doing my job, Travel Sibling, because this is good for zoning out. If you are zoning out and going into some kind of into a flow zone, I'm going to work a little bit more on that shoe, put a little bit more rose on this. This is very slow work. The shoe here, it's got a big shoe. And a little bit more on this shoe here. So were you from UK, Travel Sibling? So it keeps loading up. All right. Let's see. I'm going to do just a few different touches here, like maybe a cloud or a green cloud in the background. Just something, a shape. Let's just take this off here. And over here, just some random, maybe we want to make it more some random shape. Like that. It's a green cloud. Maybe a blue cloud. Over here. It's not exact, just a little flaky thing. It's there. Some different colors, just sort of lining up. Just take this piece of tape off. We'll add it over here. Ooh, it's going clear over the edge of the screen. We don't want that. It's very quiet here. I had this great urge to shut up. Thank you, everybody who has pushed the like button. I'm just going to layer some more colors right on it. There's different colors. And we're going to go take a look at it through the light in just a bit. Cloud. I am Kona MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod. Yes, please ask me a question. What question do you have, travel sibling? The Highlander. I need to. Oh, what made me interested in art? I have always been a very creative person. When I was younger, I liked. Now I did. When I was really young, I wanted to be. When I was 12 years old, I wanted to be an astronomer, and I wanted to be a college professor who taught astronomy and stuff like that. And then, but I got a little bit older, and in college, I actually studied physics and mathematics in college. That was what I started. I my degree in college is in mathematics and religious studies. I studied biblical Hebrew. I studied Old Testament and New Testament, and I studied church history. That I studied other religions, and my eyes were really opened up when I read a poet named Kabir, or that's my favorite. One of my favorite spiritual poets is Kabir. Kabir was a 15th century Hindu Islamic poet, and my interest in art came through poetry. In high school, I took 2 years of art class, and those are the only art classes I've ever had. Was high school art, and I really didn't become interested in art in doing art like this until my 40s, and I'm almost 60 years old, and so I've been practicing art, but I have been practicing poetry. I've been writing poetry since I was like 20 years old, and so probably what made me interested in art was that I was interested in poetry. And so that's I don't know if that tells you anything, how it happened, but I started painting in 2016. But when I started painting, it was because I wanted to do a poetry manuscript that was all cross out poetry, and I'll give you some examples. I have some of those examples of that type of poetry that I did, and I have actually a whole book of poetry that is cross out poetry, and I was working on, and then pretty soon, because I bought a bunch of paint. Mostly it was my idea at that time was to do and when I was younger, I was really into heavy metal too, music wise, and here's one of these were like doorways into art poetry that was made in this fashion. And I'll read, and this is a poem that I did in 2011. And it was a poster for I think it was probably, I don't know, it was a poster that I found on a wall, and I just cut it up, and I cut other things up, and I created this poem. And so this here, collage art, collage, this is collage poetry. And that's how you know, I get those ideas from doing. And the poet that championed this style of poetry in America is a guy by the name of William Burroughs. William Burroughs. But this style of writing goes back to the beginning of the printing press. It goes back, way back. So there's nothing new here. And so, like, oh, sorry, hit the camera here. Here's another one of these poems that I did in when I taught a class in 2011 at Seattle Central Community College. It was a creative process workshop, and this was something I created for that class as an example of what you can do, with you know, you can take of collage poetry. And I think this is the source of this collage poem was a magazine called Boston Proper. So that was like some fashion magazine. And that's kind of that. And that's how that that's what. And here is an example of a cross-out poem. And you go through a article or something, and you just circle the words and phrases that make sense to you, that pop out to you. So in this style of writing, it is very, very important that you remain open, and you have to be open for a story. And you have to approach it with an openness to your mind, an openness to your heart. Otherwise, you will not see the story. And so it's actually very similar to reading tarot. Reading tarot requires that you be open. And if you're reading tarot for yourself, it's like you are being open to seeing what those images are telling you, what they're talking about. And so the images of tarot, every single one of those images is, through the years, is something that pertains to the human experience. And everything, all the images in it, and the concepts in it, are true to human beings. At least it was, but you know, humans in the Western world, because it was born out of Christian mysticism, and it was born out of Hebrew mysticism. So tarot was born out of those religious paths of Jewish mysticism and Christian mysticism. And all the images in tarot apply to one's human experience. And so when you randomize them, in all likelihood, when you pull, let's say you pull one card out, that applies to something that you're kind of feeling right now. You might be feeling everything that's there all at the same time, but I don't know. It's a big mystery, but I'm still trying to figure it out, because, you know, I am the base of my education experience, I am a math science person, and I'm think in those sense, but I'm also an artist. I don't know if that explained anything to you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my light off again, and we're going to take a look at this piece. Hopefully I don't tear it. And we're going to see it if the Oh yeah, I have to. I have to take the tape off. I didn't see I still had tape on it. And so I feel like I need a diffuser here because this light is really bright. And it's about ready to go out too. I gotta turn it down. Okay, here we go. Let's turn it down like this. And we're gonna take a look here. So that's my story. My interest in religion has always gone towards esotericism or the inner experience or mysticism. And so the mystic approach to interpretation is totally different. Because so like let's just take the Latin word for religion, which is, and I'm probably butchering the word, is religio. Religio. And what religio means is, in a sense, is the essence of the word religion and what it means is to reconnect the self to the source of all. And so the pathway, there is no one right pathway to connect you to that source. All roads lead, all spiritual paths that do not involve harming others, all lead to that goal. And you don't necessarily even need a religious path to connect up to the source of all. A religious path can help to facilitate that, but it can also drive people away. It oftentimes, when it is not used as a finger that points to the moon, because that's what that path is. It is something that points the way. It isn't the way. The philosophy isn't the way. It points the way. And so, like 100 years ago or 150 years ago, people used tarot as a way to point the way to having an experience by using it to dig into their own subconscious mind and to concentrate on the fool's journey, the magic or anything else. It really has a lot of different, it means a lot of different things. And so, yes, people do use it to try to find out what car they're going to be buying or whatever, or some people can use it as just a means to facilitate an experience. And so this here is what my tracing paper stained glass or stained paper art project is what it looks like. So it looks like maybe it works. It might be just too much more trouble than it's worth. I'm going to turn the power up on the light here. And let's see. Okay, where's that button? Okay, here it is. Anyways, I am going to get off my soapbox now. And as I've been doing for several weeks now, at the end of my show, I'm just going to pull one of these tiny tarot cards out just to see. Oh, look at that. For the second time this week, Monday night, it was this one. The cup of inspiration overflowing. This water of life overflowing from the cup to inspire you to do great things. That's kind of what the meaning of this is, of the Ace of Cups. A hand comes out of the sky. A hand enters into your realm, our realm, holding this cup that is overflowing with the water of life. An angel flies forth from it, bringing divine energy into your life, divine inspiration. That's what this means right now. So, let's put this back into my little box of tiny tarot cards. And that, I will have to say, is my favorite deck. My next favorite deck is this one here, the Morgan Greer. And it has cards like that. And then I have two other decks that I really, really like as well. And so today in Daytime Art, we did a abstract representation of this tarot card here, the Page of Swords. And it's not an exact replica, but as you see, we painted with paper. It wasn't very easy to paint with paper, but we did. And this is what we created in 90 minutes. And so with that, I am going to say good afternoon and have a great week. Travel Sibling, thank you very much for asking questions. I hope that my answer was not too long and boring. Thank you, USA, for tuning in. Thank you, Istabarat, for the short conversation. Thank you, Intense Behavior. Thank you, Olive ×3. Thank you, Fire Pencil. Thank you, South Valley Vato. Thank you, Soha Said. Thank you, Jacobin. Pin 1, 2, 3 for tuning in. Even if it was for only 40 seconds or so. And thank you everyone for pushing the like and subscribe button today. And I will be coming back again this evening at 11:11 Pacific Standard Time for Paper Mache. Bye-bye and have a blessed day.